Cotton Bowl, our crew is there. Laura Rutledge and Nahali Rowe joining us with reports from both teams in Arlington.
Here in Arlington, it's a home game of sorts for the Texas Longhorns. That's why Ohio State coach Ryan Day, out of an abundance of caution, put the final touches on their game plan in the ballroom of their hotel instead of at AT&T Stadium. He did bring the team over to AT&T for a walkthrough, but they didn't show any real stuff because there was concern that the eyes of Texas might be upon them. Can't be too careful in these college football playoffs games, but I can tell you at their walkthrough on Thursday night, there was a lot of excitement, a lot of fun. The team played games. They played basketball. They played dodgeball, played with tennis balls. Ryan Day wants his team to be focused, fast, but really put an emphasis on still having fun playing football together. Now for more on the Longhorns, let's go to Laura Rutledge.
Well, Holly, there's a lot of similarities between this Ohio State and Texas team and how they were constructed. Steve Sarkisian, Ryan Day have told us that they were built to last this season. And Sark said, we started playing August 31st. We don't want to be done playing until January 20th, and they're hoping to win a national championship. But a lot of that has gone into the management of the games. Sark referencing at times when second halves haven't been as good as first halves for these Longhorns. He said some of this is about conserving these players as long as we can so that they're ready to play their absolute best football at the right time. Sark says he feels that they are, and they know they have an extremely tough test against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Quinn Ewers told me he actually likes playing this long of a season and this many games. He thinks it prepares them for the next level.
And it's all going down tonight, deep in the heart of Texas. You know a thing or two about that Longhorn burnt orange, but Sacho, that's not quite the burnt orange.
Oh, no, it's burnt orange. It's burnt orange.
Oh,
I don't think it's true. It's burnt orange.
Okay.
It's burnt orange. We bleed orange
Right.
around here, baby.
There's the orange. But listen, we're going to play both sides of this field here. Let's start, though, with Texas, specifically Quinn Ewers, just one win away from getting Texas to that national championship. What's going to be the Longhorns' key in securing that other spot in Atlanta?
Well, it's going to be the other side of the football. It's going to be the defensive backs of Texas slowing down Jeremiah Smith and Will Howard and Emeka Egbuka for Ohio State. Why do I say defensive backs? Jahdae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner, is going to have a chance to go and earn that Thorpe Award. That's for the best DB in all of college football. But it's not just him. It's also Michael Taft. The defensive backs for Texas are going to have to make their hay. But how does it start? With the pass rush. Pass rush and coverage working together. And so if you can keep Will Howard on his toes, moving around, all of a sudden that pass rush is going to lead to hurry throws and late interceptions. So Jahdae Barron, Andrew Makumba, walk-on, we talked about the walk-on of Michael Taft. Those three players are going to have huge games if Texas wants to win.
Man, that's a tall task because Jeremiah Smith, I think, objectively, unequivocally, probably the best football player remaining with the teams that are standing. All right, let's go to the Buckeyes now. They have been on a heater. They've been playing the best football, their best version of themselves these last couple of weeks. What's their key to keeping the momentum going?
Caleb Downs and Lathan Ransom, number 2 and number 8. Both defensive backs, both going to try to slow down not just the passing game for Texas, but also the running game. Texas is at their best when they can run the football, not just 5 yards, but turn it into 50. So if Caleb Downs, Lathan Ransom, Jack Sawyer, that entire defense can slow down the running game of Texas and force Texas to be one-dimensional, all of a sudden those safeties that we heard about are going to be able to make plays. Caleb Downs is the true sophomore, had his hands on, nearly had 3 interceptions last week in his game versus Oregon. And so for me, it's what he can do defensively that Caleb Downs can do in order to change the outcome of the game.
Interesting that you're saying both secondaries are really the primary concern for both teams, and those are going to be the keys.
Correct. And there is a tertiary conversation we could have if you want. I don't know what.
Oh, and that means 3. Ohio State's defense ranks first in the nation in total defense, second in yards per rush. Sacho's hanging out with us all afternoon. Randy, what you got?
Well, I got Tyler over here, and the bar is raised. Can you match tertiary, Tyler Fulton?
No, see, you can say you're smart with tertiary. If you know what it is to go to the 4th quadrant, then you're like Mensa.
Then you're up there. That's our
quadrant. There it is.
ESPN betting analyst. Okay, we got the less SEC team left. We got the odds-on favorite to win the national title in Ohio State. Best bets for the Cotton Bowl or what?
Okay, I really like the over. If I'm going to make a bigger bet, it's going to be on the over. I think we see points in this game because of what Jeremiah Smith, that Ohio State offense, have done. Even on the Texas side, despite going to double overtime, they've averaged better than 30 points in regulation in the 2 playoff games. So win, lose, or draw, I think we can see a high-scoring game. I'm going to take the Texas side, though, if you force me to pick laying the 6 or taking the 6. And now listen. Stepping in front of this Ohio State train seems like a dangerous idea with the way they've played the last couple of weeks. And Texas seemingly has played with their food. They let Clemson back in the game. They went to double overtime with Arizona State. So it's like, Why would we bet against Ohio State? Well, here's why. I think you're buying Texas on sale and you're paying a tax for Ohio State right now. If this game took place 2 or 3 weeks ago, the Longhorns may have been favored by a point or two. If Ohio State was favored, it'd certainly be a field goal or less. Now, all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, and they've been 2 great weeks for Ohio State, you got to lay 6 if you want to back the Buckeyes. That's why I think Texas is the right side, strictly from a betting perspective. You're getting them at a better number than we have all season long.
All right, okay, we've got Tyler's pick. Let's bring back Sam. Let's bring back Sacho.
He's got to like that pick,
How
bro.
are you feeling going into this thing? We've heard all of that. How are you feeling?
So emotionally, I'm up and down, right? Because my heart says Texas, right? My wardrobe says Texas. My text messages say Texas. But you turn on the tape, and Ohio State is playing like the best team in all of college football. We talked about their offense, Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka, but their defense, from the back end to the middle linebackers to the front end, they are dominant. And so my head's not quite there yet, but my heart is still Texas. Texas can put together a complete game, which they have not done really in a couple weeks. And if they do, their best can match Ohio State.
You know that Spider-Man meme where the two guys, they're like pointing at each other? That is the talent level in this game. These are the 2 most talented programs left in this thing, probably in the entire country all season long. It's going to be Tom Luginbill is back with us as we dive into this Cotton Bowl. And little sub-storyline here, Quinn Ewers facing his former team in Ohio State. So, Tom, how can this Texas QB find success against this top-ranked defense?
It all begins and ends with the run game. And when you look at this Texas offense and what they ultimately want to be at their core, they want to be a run-first, physical point of attack, play-action pass team. Now, when you look at Quinn Ewers, and there's been a lot of criticism of him this year, but the reality is he's tied directly to whether or not Texas can run the football. When Texas has rushed for under 100 yards this year, he's only completed 60% of his passes for 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. However, when Texas has rushed for over 100 yards, he's thrown 23 touchdowns to just 7 turnovers, and his completion percentage went up 9 points. Folks, he's a play-action passer, and that's where it begins for Texas to have success on offense. On early downs, they've got to be able to run effectively against Ohio State, which is a lot easier said than done.
They're top 10 in the country in running play action there at Texas, and they find success, as you said. Meanwhile, the quarterback on the other side has been effective in these playoffs. That's Will Howard of Ohio State. How does he keep that going tonight against these Longhorns?
By continuing to stay on the move. There's a few things that Chip Kelly and Ryan Day, I think, have done a great job, particularly in the playoffs, of trying to create more protection and more opportunities for Will Howard to have a clean pocket. A couple of things come to note. They've started to really push the ball downfield and take advantage of the weapons. During the college football playoff on completions of 20 yards or more, they're completing a staggering 88% of those passes. Also, they're continuing to move the pocket with Will Howard, whether it's bootlegs or nakeds or rollouts. And then what's really been impressive is his ability to get the ball out of his hand and protect himself. So Texas has got to come up with a way to do 2 things: affect Will Howard and limit the explosive plays that Ohio State over the last 2 weeks has made it look easy.
All right, that's Tom Luginbill. You can catch this one tonight on ESPN. Tom, thank you.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. On first down, right back to Harris. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. They'll give it to Harris again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Another run here with Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That is caught! And he will get into the end zone. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Steelers. Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Right to the air goes Daniels. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Luke McCaffrey, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be 3rd down. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Washington.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Off he goes.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Daniels slings this deep from McLaurin. And got his man complete. He's to the 15. And he's in for the touchdown.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
Now to throw. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
Going to be a little armchair quarterback after that call. Looked like the defense knew exactly what was coming.
You know, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win. Washington finishes the return to the end zone. Touchdown! The Commanders picked up the fumble and ran it home.
He gets it to go, and the Commanders will move out to a 14-7 lead. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. A play fake. Now it's I fumbled the football. And the defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big...
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Daniels going to try and throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he will get into the end zone, and a two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game.
Here's Eckler. And he's brought down for a loss. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. To throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Here he is to throw. Someone got a piece of that downfield throw, but it is caught anyway. And that's a Washington touchdown. So there's part one, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on two-point conversions, but they're difficult.